Hey, good evening. It's Gina, and today is day 59 of my extended juice feast. And today I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Today's Wednesday, it's in the evening, and kind of just had, just overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. This morning I had my follow-up appointment with my chiropractor to look at the results of my blood work. And, it was a few pages worth, which I knew it was going to be because the last blood results from July 2018 were about the same. And she's flipping through the pages and explaining things to me. And that in itself is overwhelming because 3/4 of these results are the markers I really don't understand. So it just seemed like there were a lot of the results or the markers were actually worse than they were back in July. And that just completely confused me. Like, I don't even know what to think about that. And there were some areas of improvement. I think maybe something to do with my liver, which is good. That's good. We didn't test for the C-reactive protein marker, the CRP marker, which actually really upset me because that was the one area I was actually really interested in looking at and comparing from back in July. She forgot to mark it on the lab order, and I guess I was upset with her and kind of mad at myself for not even noticing that, because I even know what CRP is. So I don't know how we missed that. So I was upset about that. And then my female hormones were worse off than July. And, one of my biggest goals, or really kind of dreams or vision of doing this, having this journey, being in this journey, is to try and get my menstrual cycle back. And I almost feel like I'm farther away from where I want to be. So I kind of had this little emotional breakdown in her office, and she was, and throughout she was going through the pages and stuff, she's like, I'm not surprised. And really what she was trying to tell me is that, like, look, you're in the middle of a detox. When I did the lab work, I should even look at the calendar. I'm not even quite sure. I think, so I'm at day 59 right now. It could have been somewhere in the 30s that I did the lab work. So maybe it was too soon, to do the lab work. So she just reminded me, like, you're in the middle of a detox right now. I'm not surprised by some of these things. You're kind of kicking up stuff in your body, and your body's working through some things. And so there's no surprises here for me. And she reassured me, like, don't be discouraged. This is a process, and your body's working through it. And remember how far you've come. I've lost 35 pounds and my skin looks great and I feel great. I have higher energy. She's reminding me of these things. Like, please don't be overwhelmed by these numbers, and this is not the complete picture. And, and kind of keep the end goal in mind, and which is health and vitality, and so I felt a little better, after her kind of reassuring me. And so I couldn't even tell you specifically what is out of whack, or I think that I just need to keep the papers down and give my mind a rest right now. And maybe I'll just reapproach the papers in a few days, and where I can do a little bit more research and compare them to my last labs. So today's kind of been an emotional day, and I'm not sure. I had this really kind of long conversation with my mom this evening, and it made me feel a lot better. And, she was very reassuring and encouraging of me. And even though, I know she doesn't completely understand what it is that I'm doing, and it was just nice to hear those comforting words from my mom. And, I think if anything, really what this has proved to me, or really kind of revealed to me, where my eyes are more like open, is that, like, yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset that some of these markers are worse, and I'm not seeing the improvements that I wanted to see. And I think that's really has shown me how much I've matured in terms of like what's important to me, and in the fact that, like, I almost feel like I'm more passionate about being healthy than what the number on the scale says, or how good I look in clothes, sort of like the vanity part of this. And I mean, those are nice, the fact that I'm dropping weight and I'm starting to be able to wear smaller clothes. Like, yeah, that's nice. But, I just so want to get my menstrual cycle back. Like, sometimes I just don't feel like a woman anymore, and I have, almost non-existent. Like, my sexual drive is non-existent, which is probably okay at this point because I'm not in a relationship, but I just don't feel like a woman. And, I just pray every day to God that he will heal me and restore me and bring back my menstrual cycle. So, just having a rough day today. But, I'm just reminded that, this stuff takes time, I didn't gain all this weight, in 60 days, and, I'm 41 years old, so, my body's working through stuff, and it's going to take some time. And, she just reassured me that we'll check my blood work again once I'm back to eating, and and she encouraged me to really explore, a vegan diet after I transition, which should be fairly simple since I'm pretty much doing vegan right now, raw vegan with juicing, and so I just have to take a deep breath, and I know I just need to pray to God and that he's got this under control, and this is not something I can control, No matter how hard I try. Like, I know I'm doing the right things in my heart. I do. I know I'm doing the right things. And I just have to continue with that belief and my faith in God. So, next time I'll have a bigger smile on my face and won't be so down in the dumps. But I just kind of want to update you. And I wish you a good night.